Hi, my name is Liviana Valentine. I'm from Nandi, and Today FM rocks.
My name is Ateza. I work at Golden Point Resort. I love listening to Today FM. Today FM rocks.
My name is Fish. I'm from Tava. I like listening to Big Breakfast. Today FM rocks.
I'm Juliana. I'm from Nautok, and I like listening to Today FM.
Hi, my name is Chelly. I live in Arere. Today FM rocks my drug and lollipop.
Bula, my name is So. I'm from Naval. I like listening to Today's FM.
Bula, my name is Asilika from Raki and Today FM rocks with my flip-flops.
Today's hit music on Today FM.
Good evening, I'm Edwin Nand. This is FBC News. Tonight, the Fiji Times and 3 editorial staff appear in court charged with inciting communal antagonism. FNPF and Social Welfare Ministry work together to avoid double dipping. And Tiny Tots crowned at Hibiscus Festival. The Fiji Times and 3 editorial staff, Anare Ravula, editor Fred Wesley and its publisher Frank Arts appeared in court this afternoon. The 3 are charged with inciting communal antagonism and have been released on bail. Fiji Labour Party member Josiah Wangambada, who is also charged, has been bailed after surrendering his passport in court late this afternoon. The group were charged under the crimes decree in relation to an article published by the Fiji Times Itoke language newspaper Naila Lakai on April 27th. The 4 are alleged to have made or caused to be published a statement that is likely to incite dislike, hatred or antagonism of the Muslim community. The statement is translated as follows. Muslims are not the indigenous of this country. These are people that have invaded other nations. For example, Bangladesh in India, where they killed, raped and abused their women and children. Today they've gone to the extent of having a part in running the country. Just a reminder, that was an excerpt provided to us by the Office of the Director of Public Prosecution as the basis on which the 4 men have been charged. The case has been adjourned to August 31st. The Fiji National Provident Fund and the Women, Children and Poverty Alleviation Ministry are working together to avoid double dipping for financial assistance. The 2 organizations renewed their Memorandum of Understanding today to ensure assistance is provided to deserving Fijians. Savaida Tambua has more.
Phrase is of concern.
More than 20,000 Fijians over the age of 70 are currently benefiting from the social pension scheme. With the renewal of the MOU today, the FNPF and the Social Welfare Ministry will be able to share information and database of those receiving the social welfare assistance.
Whatever we are doing in terms of social protection and social security is relevant, and also we can work together, not only in designing products for the future, but also working together to ensure that we're serving the right people.
Under the National Council of Older Persons decree, those over the age of 70 and are not recipients of FNPF's superannuation, pension or aftercare fund get $50 per month.
In a nutshell, we can confidently conclude that everybody in Fiji who are people who are labeled as being old have some form of pension. So it could be from the aftercare, it could from FNPF, or it could be from government social pension.
The government has allocated $14 million in the new budget for social pension scheme, and the age of recipients has been reduced to 66 years. Savaida Tambua, FBC News.
Police confirmed that the alleged murder of a woman in Tauvengavengamba, yesterday, and the death of her husband was a murder-suicide. Chief of Intelligence and Investigations, ACP Luke Navela, says investigators will identify the circumstances surrounding the death of the couple. ACP Navela says due to the sensitive nature of the events that transpired leading to the violence and death, no further comments will be made until the investigation is complete. The Education Ministry is working on ensuring best resources are made available for early childhood education. Minister Dr. Mahendra Reddy says the launch of psychosocial support resources by UNICEF today will further boost their efforts. Sainia Nimboila reports.
The United Nations International Children Emergency Fund will now be providing books to early childhood education centers. These books have been written and published locally.
Stories about Fijian children, Fijian families, in Fijian homes, and they're also, a lot of them are true stories, because a whole group of people, I think it was 70 people, went all around and they collected these stories and then they drew these wonderful pictures.
Education Minister Dr. Mahendra Reddy says they are appreciative of such help provided by NGOs.
We alone cannot deliver that. We need to work with your parents, with stakeholders like UNICEF and other members of the community to ensure that we deal with obstacles as well as supply of resources to deliver on to the objective, the desired objective of getting education to you in a form which is easily accessible and also we are able to get and acquire it.
The Education Ministry is currently working closely with UNICEF to develop children in the grassroots level. The ministry thanked UNICEF for the tremendous and continuous support. Sainiani Mboila, FBC News.
The 2016 Vodafone Hibiscus Queen contestants are taking to the stage for their talent judging this hour. However, during the day, the focus was on the little princes and princesses. Rachel Nath has more.
The little prince and princesses were filled with excitement as they took center stage presenting their talents. The 10 prince and 9 princesses all spoke on road safety.
I'll talk about that no jaywalking, no texting while driving.
In a salute to the history of the mother of all festivals, all the princesses paid tribute to past contestants.
I dressed up as the first queen of Hibiscus in 1956, labeling Malwa.
Meanwhile, on Friday, the Andi Senikau pageant hits the stage. One of the judges will be Miss Transgender Australia Andrea Smith, who is expecting a great show.
Well, based on my research that the Andi Senikau is the biggest pageant for the trans community here in the Pacific, and I'll be expecting this year would be a great show and a fabulous entertainment for all the Fijian people.
Meanwhile, tonight the winning prince and princesses will be announced. Rachel Nath, FBC News.
And Rachel is at the festival this evening waiting for the winners to be announced. We cross to her live for the latest.
It's been such an exciting day. We've had the 10 princes and the 9 princesses come together and show their talents through the judging today, and they had an amazing opportunity to advocate on road safety. And at this point, as you can see behind me, we're just waiting for the prince and the princesses to be announced, and emotions are running high as the prince and the princesses wait, and so as the parents, and it's just such an exciting atmosphere to be around right now. And soon enough we'll find out who's going to be the 2016 prince and princess. Back to you, Edwin.
Thank you for that, Rachel. Still to come on FBC News, Australian naval vessel HMAS Canberra returns to Fiji, and 32 women to further enhance skills as solar engineers. Stay with us.
Salabuki may nakaulebu na tiala tilebu au saborong tunga en radio Fiji 1 ndo may biti na po ang gadbeyan yato.
Ebi nakabeyaw na radio Fiji 1 ndo may biti na po ang gadbeyan na evangolite ay rakiraki.
Kay mami na marama ni Northland. Kay mami daw talenta ka na radio Fiji 1 ndo may biti.
Welcome back. The Australian Navy's HMAS Canberra berthed at the Suva Wharf for its second visit following Tropical Cyclone Winston. As Roland Correa reports, the visit this time is to build on the relationship forged during that earlier visit.
The Royal Australian Navy through the HMS Canberra was one of the first to respond after TC Winston wreaked havoc earlier this year. In March, along with Australian Defence Force personnel, the vessel also brought vehicles, relief supplies and 2 helicopters to help with relief works.
What we're looking to do when we come back here is
is to sit down with the Fiji government, the Fijian military, and talk about some of the lessons learned from the operations that we did. Some things were done very, very well, and we learned a lot from operating here. There's also some other areas where we can sort of draw some lessons and continue together to improve.
A stronger partnership was forged between the two defense forces while working together during one of the most devastating times in Fiji's history.
One of the great things about the Winston operation was that we had RFMF personnel on board throughout the time. We worked very closely with the Republic of Fiji military forces, and you build relationships at a very personal level when you're doing that.
The ADF personnel will conduct training exercises, hold a lessons learned symposium on the TC Winston response, and take part in the Fight the Bite campaign with the RFMF. The vessel leaves our shores on Saturday. Roland Karoy, FBC News.
32 women from around the region are undergoing retraining as solar engineers. They are part of a program run by the Barefoot College of India. Challenging stereotypes. These grandmothers were previously trained in 2012 and are now taking their solar engineering skills one step further.
This retraining will not only increase their overall competency in multiple technologies, it is carefully designed to impart a broad range of their awareness of themselves as teachers, as environmental stewards, as disaster mitigation agents, and as leaders in their communities.
They've learned how to assemble, repair and install solar-powered LED lamps and lanterns. Skills enable them to start small businesses within their villages and communities.
Our children have been able to read. Parents have been able to spend more time with their children by doing their homework, supporting them with their school activities.
Acting Prime Minister Aya Syed Kayum has commended the training as it promotes the use of clean energy.
Whilst there are many challenges as a result of climate change, there are also many opportunities that do come out of it. And our ability, not just as a human race, but also as individual countries, as individual communities, is how best we are able to take advantage of the opportunities that come out of it.
Barefoot College from India is a non-profit social enterprise which provides basic services and solutions to challenges facing rural poor communities. President Major General retired Chochi Konrote has once again raised concerns on the staggering increase in non-communicable diseases. Speaking at the Asia-Pacific Oral Health Workshop in Suva this morning, Major General Konrote says statistics reveal that NCDs are quite alarming. He says the rise in NCDs can also have an impact on the country's overall performance.
I inspire you all to live a healthy lifestyle to protect you and your loved ones from the onslaught of NCDs. It is a curse now for our country. It's quite worrying, it's quite alarming. The statistics are staggering, most frightening.
The President has also urged regional participants at the workshop to advocate against NCDs. Up to 30 Fijians will get a chance to work in the United States of America with the expansion of the Seasonal Workers Program. Employment Minister Semi Kuroi Lavisau says talks have progressed with their American counterparts and a pilot program is now being finalized.
We have an employee in California who is one of the biggest farmers in California who wanted us to pilot our first number in the next 3 to 6 months. We're working to carry out discussions on the finer details.
The minister adds that the work will be on a nut farm with other opportunities being explored in the state of Hawaii. And Jamie is up next with sports and he has the very latest from the Olympic Games.
That's right, Edwin, and thanks. Good evening. Coming up in sports, we hear from the impressive Tsasa Vermalua.
Na Radio Fiji One nandu moi bitin honga ni BNN.
मैं जुगेन नंबिलो तालिब से रेडियो फीजी 2 24 घंटे मेरे साथ रहता है।
हम मंगेरी ताउका के ललेशे हमारे दिल में और दिमाग में खाली रेडियो फीजी 2 है और सभी भाइयों से आग्रह करते हैं कि रेडियो फिजी 2 सुनना चाहिए।
मेरा नाम अभिनेश है, मैं निंदी का रहने वाला हूँ। मैं सभी समय रेडियो फिजी 2 सुनता हूँ क्योंकि उसमें आईना प्रोग्राम रहता है।
हाय, मैं उमेश नसासा नाबुआ से। मैं जब भी सुना रेडियो फिजी 2 सुना। रेडियो फिजी 2 देश के।
Over the last year, Fiji's sevens player Tsasa Verimalua has been at his peak, standing out on the world scene with his line breaks, running vision, offloads and even the one-hand ball carry. So with 2 World Series titles and Olympic gold, what does this rare specimen of a rugby player wish to accomplish now? Vaishnav Prasad finds out.
Tsasa Verimalua, who's well known as the Jasmine by his teammates, reveals his journey towards the Olympic success wasn't any easy.
A couple of changes, especially to our diets, and at the beginning it was very difficult, but then times went, we were coping it with well, and especially doing personal training back when we go back break home. Yes, thinking of continuing playing rugby, and if any chance overseas contract approach me, and probably able to take the chance.
Those of you who have met Tsasa personally will agree with me. He is a down-to-earth man with a smile always on his face. He has dedicated his win to someone very special.
After Thursday night receiving the gold medal, I want to dedicate the win to my late father, passed away in 2005, especially to my family and love and better.
The Minister for Youth and Sports says talk of Fiji's sevens players being given a house, land and a car is rumour. Minister Laisine Tuitumbo says there was no such promise from the government. Meli Tavanga has more.
Minister Tuitumbo says the government's incentives were made clear to the public and a car, house and land weren't among them.
I'm not confident enough because it's not through the government. Maybe now news flies around and I don't know whether the confirmation of that. But
Tuitumbo says there is a committee who looks after the awarding of government incentives.
yeah, the government has committed itself during the budget announcement. We heard it from the Minister of Economy that if they bring back gold, they will have an incentive that was announced during Parliament.
Tuitumbo adds that the committee is currently setting the program for the Monday's celebration.
Confirmed timetable will be released today because there's still a lot of changes and the committee, the working committee is working very hard and they do a lot of, there's a lot of changes.
The government will give $30,000 each to the Fiji Sevens rugby players and its officials in recognition of their hard work in bringing back the gold to Fiji. Meli Tawanga, FBC Sports.
15-year-old Sally Yee set a benchmark for all teenagers by becoming the youngest Fijian to compete at the Olympic Games. Although she bowed out in the first round, Yee says just the experience of competing made her an even better table tennis player. Rohit Deo with the story from Brazil.
Enjoying her final days in Brazil after competing in her first Olympic Games, Sally says competing against the best in the world was hard but a good experience.
It wasn't easy. Had to play and try not to focus on the crowd, but it also helped me learn new things.
She adds that her first Games is over, but her eyes are already on the 2020 event.
Olympics is it's really good. It's really nice. I'm having a really
Thank you very much, everybody. Good to be here in Rio. Congratulations.
For now, she will just make the most of the days in South America.
I go back home, I'll train even harder so that I can qualify for the 2020 Tokyo Olympics.
He returns with the last Team Fiji contingent on Sunday. In Brazil, Rohit Deo, FBC Sports.
Jamaica's 7-time Olympic champion Usain Bolt ran 20.29 seconds to reach the semi-finals of the men's 200-meter sprints. Bolt, who won the 100-meter title on Sunday, jogged home in the final 50 meters to win the 9th of 10 heats. His rival Justin Gatlin of the United States is also through. Brazil's hopes for a first Olympic women's football gold medal ended today at the semi-final stage with a 4-3 penalty shootout defeat by Sweden. The Swedes will play Germany, who beat Canada 2-0 on Saturday. Meanwhile, the USA retains its lead on the medal tally at the end of competition today. They have 28 gold, 28 silver and 28 bronze. How's that for consistency? Followed by Great Britain on 19 gold, 19 silver and 12 bronze. China, Russia and Germany are the next 3 nations in the top 5. The Fiji National Rugby League has received $60,000 from the Fiji Sports Commission. This will go directly towards preparation and 2 expenses for the Fbctv team, which is in Hawaii for the Ohana Cup competition. This is a build-up competition towards the World Cup next year. Fiji Sports Commission Chairman Peter Maisie says they are proud to fund Rugby League.
We've won gold, now we're asking Rugby League to do the same next year and get us a gold medal and win the World Cup for us.
The Vodafone Fbctv will meet Canada at 4 p.m. this Saturday in the Ohana Cup. That's it from Sports.
It was a wet day across the nation with grey skies and showers everywhere. Temperatures were in the high 20s, bar the warmest at 29 degrees Celsius this afternoon. Tomorrow's forecast is for more rain. It will be a day pretty much like today. And the further long-range forecast shows a chance we'll have clear skies and sunshine by the time the Olympic Gold Sevens team arrives back in Fiji. Let's hope that one works out. At sea, moderate winds and moderate to rough seas. And recapping our main stories tonight, the Fiji Times and 3 editorial staff appear in court charged with inciting communal antagonism. FNPF and Social Welfare Ministry work together to avoid double dipping, and the Australian Naval Defence Force works to build on relationship forged with the Fiji military forces following TC Winston. For these stories and others, you can tune in daily to our sister radio station Gold FM. And on to our poll question this week, we are asking, should Ben Ryan remain the head coach of Fiji Sevens? To answer, visit our FBC website, send us newsworthy pictures and videos on email citizenseyes@fbc.com.fj or share it with us via our Facebook page, FBC News, or if you're on Twitter, follow and tweet us your news tips at FBC News or simply hashtag FBC News. You've been watching FBC News. I'm Edwin Nand. Good night.
Radio Fiji 2, Desh Ki Dhan.
Mrs. Maninrabu from Batam. I love listening to Gold FM, only the classic hits.
I'm Sela Sadakau from Vatukola. I only listen to Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Gold Naka, I'm Vale and I'm working at Golden Grove Resort and I love listening to Gold FM because it plays a really wide range of classic music.
I'm Saini Sakio from Kashmir Wotoka. I like Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Gold FM, only the classic hits.